stretch, the Tai Chi, and the adult and teens classes free. So you can go online to www.twodragonsma.com and you can take a look at them. Maybe you'll see the ad in the booklet. We also have Tara Caceres with State Farm Agency. Tara, raise your hand. Tara. Okay, over to my right, we have a State Farm representative. She's a second-generation State Farm agent, by the way, and she's in the Los Angeles area. Her team's mission is to truly get to know their customers, to understand their needs, and to provide them with solutions and guidance that will give them peace of mind and allow them to focus on their goals and dreams. They strive to protect their customers, their families, and their assets by providing the proper insurance coverage for you. So if you have a chance, over to my right, go by and talk to our local State Farm agent, Tara. Okay? Thank you very much.
Women entrepreneurs and women in business. I want my honorees for a second just to stand up and wave your hand really quickly. Where are my honorees at? Thank you. And also we're going to have a fantastic panel discussion with 7 entrepreneur boss ladies who I've hand-chosen to sit before you guys today to share their journeys and their experience as women in business and women entrepreneurs. Just to give everyone who's first time attending, this is 10 years that this has been going on, and I like to give a little history as to how this all came about so that you can understand the purpose and the reason for this luncheon. Women Wealth Worriors was birthed from my own personal life experience and my own personal journey. I, back in 2009, found myself unemployed, at that time with 3 children that were all school age, and I couldn't find a job. I didn't know what else to do. Things were not going well. And I always tell people that when you find yourself in a situation and you feel like life has kind of toppled you upside down, there's a purpose in that. And through that experience for me, birthed me becoming an entrepreneur. As a single mother at that time, my kids were, I think I had like 2 and they were all school age, like elementary and then 1 maybe kindergartner. And I would always get fired from jobs because I couldn't keep a job as a single parent, no one to help with the kids. I had to do drop-off pickups. When one kid gets sick, everybody gets sick. And I would always get fired. So this last time I said something has got to change. I tried to jump in and get another job like I always would do and try and remedy the situation by finding another job, but it just wouldn't happen. I couldn't find a job. I couldn't get back on my feet. I ended up losing my home. I lost my car, lost my boyfriend, had to move back home to my parents, and that was the most depressing time of my life. And I remember my mother would always say, well, you should pray about it and focus on what makes you happy. So I started thinking, like, what makes me happy? I didn't know what made me happy. I never had anyone ever ask me what makes me happy. Sometimes we get up and we go through life routine every single day and we don't think about what we're doing is robotic. So at this point in my life, I had nothing else better to do but to think about what makes me happy. So I started focusing on my children. And I really just realized I enjoyed being a mom. Like, I liked bringing them to school. I liked picking them up. I liked volunteering in the classroom. I liked actually cooking breakfast instead of kicking them out of the door early in the morning and driving through the mommy drive-thru to drop them off. So I said, well, how could this be my life? You know, I was a single mom. I don't have any child support, any reserves in the bank. Like, how can I make this my everyday life? Like, how can I make this the life that I envision for myself with my kids? And I took a temp job. And for this temp job, I was working, I remember, at the Pasadena Civic Center. And let me grab some water. Can I get a water bottle? I'm hungry. Hold on. So I remember I took this job at the Pasadena Civic Center auditorium, and I didn't know what it was for. And I was supposed to work the registration table. And it was this like little peppy little lady up in there, and she's like, "Hey, Tanisha," you know, I'm all depressed, taking this little temp job because I need $200. It was just that bad. And we were talking, and I was putting together name tags, and she says, "You know, what do you want to do?" And I'm like, okay, I don't want to tell anybody what I want to do, because at this point I figured out that the only way I can create this life that I felt that I deserved to have, and a life that I want to give my children, was to create a business for myself. I knew that I had a skill. I was great at what I did. And if I could find a way to start this business, then I can be this full-time parent that I enjoy being. But I didn't tell nobody that, because I thought it sounded crazy. How are you going to start a business with no money in the bank? How are you going to start a business with no reserves? How are you going to start a business with no website, no business card? I knew nothing. All I had was an idea that I felt God put in my heart. And I believed in that idea. I just didn't know how to make it all come to fruition. And at this luncheon, it wasn't a luncheon, it was a conference. She says, what do you want to do? So something said, tell her. And I'm like, I'm not telling this lady what I'm trying to do, because I don't have no plan. You don't tell people what you want to do without a plan, because there's follow-up questions when you tell people what you want to do, and I don't have a plan. So I'm having this conversation in my head. It was like 2 seconds, but it felt like it was like 5 hours, going back and forth with the voice in my head. And it's like, tell her, just tell her. I said, fine, I'm going to start my own business. And she goes, oh, that's fantastic. What is it going to be? And I'm like, here we go for questions. That's why I don't say anything. So I told her at the time I worked in accounting and finance, and I was a fantastic bookkeeper, one of the best. And I said I'm going to start my own bookkeeping business, because I realized there was a need for small business owners to have bookkeepers, because they can't always afford top-paying accountants. So she said, this is fantastic. And I'm like, yeah, okay, we're over that. And right when she says that, people start rushing in the door. So I'm like, okay, coast clear. I get everybody in. It was about 200 people, and maybe more. And so she gets up and introduced herself, and she says it was with Constant Contact. I never heard of them at the time. And little did I know, everybody in that room were all small business owners. And she said, I have Tanisha working with me at the back table, and she has her own bookkeeping and accounting business. So if anybody's looking for a bookkeeper, go to the back table. And I'm like, okay, wow, okay. I didn't have a business card. I didn't have a website. I didn't have nothing. And this is a true story. I had nothing. All I had was an idea that I felt that God placed in my heart, and I was bold enough to speak it out loud, and I felt like the universe and God conspired to bring it all to me. And some of those clients are still my clients. Here we go. Fast forward 10 years later. So with this newfound enlightenment that I found, I just felt I wanted to share with everybody I ran across, because I felt like I was the only person in the world that had this experience. But the more I talked about it, the more I found other women that's like everybody sitting in this room that all had a journey that led them to step out and create the life that they envisioned for themselves. So every day throughout my life, I walk and I try and seek these women out. I want to know, because hearing other people's stories inspire me. It motivates me. It keeps me going to see what other people have built for themselves, how they've stepped out on faith on their own and created their own destiny. We all have a story. We all have a journey. And my hope today with everyone sitting here is that from someone in this room, someone on this panel, myself, our honorees, that you read the bios, you hear the stories, and that you will feel encouraged if you're already out here making it happen for yourself, or you feel inspired to create the life that you want if you don't already have it. And you also leave here educated and on fire. That's the whole purpose of this. And when I started it 10 years ago, I just thought it was going to be a one and done. I just wanted to share. I got to get it out. I just want to share it. I ain't doing it no more. Every year I say I'm not doing this no more. Everybody who knows me, where you guys at? I said, Teresa, I'm not doing this no more. I said every year. But then every year I come here and I see everybody sitting here, and I get so excited when I see my vendors. I love you guys. And I see everybody here networking, and then I get phone calls afterwards and emails saying that I'm doing business with such and such, and I see on social media that such and such is at such and such store, someone's done, some kind of workshop together. That warms my heart, because to me that's what it's all about, us uniting and supporting one another. So thank you. So I want to talk about Shepherd's Door, and just so you guys can know the correlation between how these two came about. Shepherd's Door and Women Wealth Warriors is all one and the same. Shepherd's Door is a domestic violence organization that was founded 18 years ago by my mother, Linda Ofrey. Raise your hands, Mother. Door was birthed from a place of pain and anger to want to make a difference and change what's going on in our society as a result to domestic violence. I am a survivor of domestic violence. I'm a survivor of teen dating violence. And my mother saw me go through my first domestic violence experience when I was a teenager. And that was my first boyfriend, and I thought I loved him, and woohoo, you know, we're gonna be together forever. And I had children out of that relationship, and I went through so much, and my mother was so angry, like, how can this happen to my daughter? And then she works in the community, so she started seeing it with other people's children and other women in the community. And she felt that she had to make a difference. So she stepped out and created Shepherd's Door 18 years ago. No one taught her about a nonprofit. She just got out there and started doing the work. I later, once I got rid of the shame of it all, jumped on board and I worked side by side with her to make a difference, to change the cycle of domestic violence. Youth education prevention is very dear to my heart because I was a teenager, and I remember, like, if someone came to my classroom and told me what a domestic violence relationship looks like, it could have changed the course of my life. But I also realized, hold on, get that drink of water. But I also realized that I needed those children that was birthed from that pain to give me a purpose. I didn't love myself enough to see the value in myself, so God knew if He sent me these little angels that I can love more than me, it will push me past myself to be the person that you see standing here today. So no matter what you go through, there's a purpose in that pain. And where's those two little girls? Raise your hand, Jordan. That's my daughter. That's my daughter. That's one of my daughters, and that's my other daughter. And I have two more, you know, they're not here, but so I just want to introduce Shepherd's Door. I want my mom to talk a little bit about our program and what we have been doing for the past year, and just also so you guys can have an understanding of how we service the community. And we're also going to bring up one of our clients so she can share her experience and her story about how she's overcome domestic violence and how Shepherd's Door has helped her. So I bring to you the founder, Linda O'Fray, from Shepherd's Door.
Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, I am Linda O'Fray, and I'm the founder of Shepherd's Door. I am very excited and I'm very proud. By the grace of God, I am still here providing these services for 18 years. What I will say about domestic violence is it have no economical status. It cares nothing about your religion. It cares nothing about who you are, how much money you have, or even who you are. It does not have a face. I see many beautiful women in this room. Domestic violence victims does not wear a sign on their face. But what I can tell you is that domestic violence is on a rise. It have increased. Why? I can't tell you that. What I can say, though, is I'm very happy that women are taking a stand and they're saying enough is enough. Yes. Not only are they leaving, but they're leaving and walking away from everything. And so that's okay, because things we can get again, a life you cannot get. I remember 9 years ago, and I still have a problem accepting this. My husband lost a niece. I was facilitating a domestic violence class when I got that call. She was married to a man for less than a year, and he stabbed her 19 times with 4 different knives. He was a military man, and it took him almost a year to find him. So when I say I'm walking in my calling, I'm walking in what God has called me to do. Something else I will say, I could not do this work if it was not for the strength of God. I have been to the mental institution. I have been to prison. I have been to the hospital so many times. And it's not a beautiful sight. But I can say over the 20 years that there's many, many women that have left domestic violence and have moved forward with their lives. Some have gone back to school, got anywhere from GEDs to master degrees. So with the support, with the love, with the nurturing, with the understanding, with the non-judgmental attitude, they can thrive and they can survive. And so what Shepherd's Door is all about, first of all, I say we have a revolving door. Our door don't close. What I mean by that is a lot of programs, they have a time limit. We don't have a time limit. I have women that have come to our support groups for 2 years. If that's what it takes for her to get what she needs, to regain control of her life, to build her self-esteem, then that's what it takes. I don't ever put a limit. You cannot put a limit or a time on hurt and pain. Some people heal quicker than others. Some people it might be a month. Some people it might be 5 years. But what I will tell you is that Shepherd's Door is there for the duration. For the duration. And so we've seen all type of successes. And so I put on your table briefly, and this is a brief overview of what we did in 2018 and the lives that we impact because of domestic violence. And it was well over 1,800 people. Wow. And we did that in many ways. We do support groups. We have food giveaways. We go into the schools and we teach on youth violence prevention education. In 2018, we were so busy we could not get into the schools the way we wanted to. But in a good year, when we have a lot of volunteers and things are not so hectic, we can see anywhere between 700 and 1,000 students. Okay, so this is just an overview. It even gives you how many phone calls we have coming in the office, how many referrals we send out. And so we make an impact in a lot of different ways. A lot of times when a victim leaves domestic violence, they need support in every kind of way. And so that's what we're here for. And I thank you ladies and gentlemen for being here. We thank you for your support. And I ask that you continuously support us. It is not easy working with these victims because, like I say, a lot of times when they leave everything. They leave everything. We just housed 3 people, 3 victims. One was a male victim, and we got the house furnished for all 3 of them. How did we do that? We did that by calling on you all, because we know most people have more than enough. And so when you have more than enough, and I call you and I say, do you have a bed in your garage? Do you have some pots and pans that you can give us? Do you have some towels, some sheets? Because we have more than enough, right? Okay, so a lot of times when these victims leave, they leave and they have to leave everything. And so I thank you all for coming. I will be here if you want to know or learn anything else about Shepherd's Door. We're always looking for volunteers, always. We can always find something for you to do. And guess what? If you have something unique that you have to offer to us, we welcome it. Thank you so much. Look forward to talking to you.
So I want to bring up one of our clients who have a great success story. She came to Shepherd's Door about how many years ago, Mom? About 3 years ago. And she found herself in a fight of her life, and she won. We just got the victory report about a couple of weeks ago, and we felt she would be the perfect person to come and share her story about domestic violence and how Shepherd's Door has helped her. Come on up, Lizzie Peets.
Thank you. First of all, I want to thank Shepherd's Door and Linda, Tanisha, and Shirley. I think of where I was a year ago today, and I don't even recognize myself where I am now. It's quite remarkable, and I couldn't have done it without these beautiful ladies in this room. So I want to talk to you all today briefly, Linda, about self-advocacy in the legal system and life, and how integral it is to fight for your freedoms, your truth, and what you know is right. I'm going to try to keep it together here. On October 18th, 2013, I met a boy at a bar. He was handsome, young, had just moved to LA, and supposedly was an Apple investor. We dove headfirst into a relationship right away as he had all the right moves, and said he wanted to adopt kids with me, which has always been a lifelong dream. I thought my ship had finally come in, and the powers that be were transporting me to the moon of love and back. I was so happy at first. After a few months, the dinners stopped. The money disappeared. He moved into my studio apartment and began to borrow money. An Apple investor, he was not. When I dared to question him about these apparent inconsistencies, let's face it, lies, I was faced with anger, disdain, and rage. We would have horrible fights as the lies confused me, but I always went back. I wanted so badly to believe. The abusive cycle had begun. And this led to a physical altercation where I defended myself from an egregious scenario on January 21st, 2017, coincidentally, the day of the Women's March. Go figure. Little did I know that my fight had just begun. The ex went back to New York with his wealthy parents to recover, but continued to FaceTime me every night, professing his love, but in reality, he was meticulously waiting for my bruises to heal. He was patiently plotting his revenge, that being my demise. I dared to fight back. On April 5th, 2017, I received a call from a detective stating that my ex was pressing felony domestic charges against me. My heart stopped. I froze, and I was completely blindsided. In the 2.5 years that passed, there was no investigation. No one would meet with my public defender to get my side of the story. No one talked to my neighbors. No one took pictures, except me. I put my tears away, and I went to work, gathering phone records, text messages, statements from neighbors, photos, and making spreadsheets of the inconsistencies in the various police reports that I found. My public defender told me to take a plea or I would go to prison, repeatedly. No one would listen. No one would help. So I had to rely on me, and I started going to Shepherd's Door for help and support. On March 28, 2019, after 19 court appearances and days off work, the DA finally had my ex into their office to question him on the evidence I had collected. And lo and behold, they did not believe him. They dismissed the charges and took the loss. I refused to take a plea, prepared myself for a trial, never backed down, and won. This special needs teacher beat the state of California with the highest prosecutorial budget for domestic violence cases in the country. I stood my ground, educated myself, built my self-esteem back up, and won. And the moral of the story is, you can too. Thank you, Shepherd's Door, for your unending support. You saved my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Lizzie, for sharing your story with us. I'm so proud of her. That is very hard to do. It is hard for a survivor to stand up against an abuser. Very, very difficult. And she fought, and we remember the tears. She came in with Shirley, raise your hand, our volunteer. She's one of our counselors back there. We prayed with Lizzie. We told Lizzie not to give up. There's times she wanted to give up, and it turned around, and the moral of the story is that you cannot give up. You cannot give up. And I always feel like goodness will prevail at the end of the day. So thank you so much, Lizzie, and I hope her story inspired anyone in the room who may be experiencing anything like that or have a situation where you feel like you're being backed into a corner. Just know that you don't have to stay in the corner. You can fight your way out of it just like Lizzie did. Thank you so much. I want to bring up a very special person. I thought this would be a great treat for everybody to inspire us before we go to lunch. And her name is Denise Carson. Denise, where are you? There you go. I said she was sent to me. She don't even know. She's like, she was sent to me. She was sent to me, and we didn't know each other at all. And she came to work with me on a project that I'm doing for a talk show that I'm starting, and she's a producer. And we got to talking, and we realized that in so many ways we were spiritually connected. And when I realized that she went viral on the Shade Room for her Hello 2018, which was so powerful. I said, you have to come and you have to share this with everyone here today. So I want to bring you Denise Carson, and she's going to bless us all with a wonderful transformational, is it a poem? What is it?
You just gonna transform?
It's just going to transform. There you go.
How y'all doing? Hello, April 27, 2019. Hello to prosperity. Hello to knowing who you are. Hello to domestic violence having no power. Hello, April 27, 2019. Hello, Worriors. Hello to prosperity. Hello to love. Hello, April 27, 2019. Women, you can declare who you are today. Every single day you wake up, you have a new dimension. You have a new level. And you have to understand that your story made you who you are today, because your destination does not change, your rerouting does. Your destination does not change, your rerouting does. So everything you went through in life is meant to go through, because if you did not go through it, you won't have a story. And if you didn't have a story, you won't have money, because you got to understand what you went through is the reason that you're going to get what you deserve. Your destination does not change. Your route does. You've been through hell and back. But if the devil could kill you, he would have done it by now. That's right. You've been through hell and you got burnt. But it did not kill you. Because where there is grace, there is favor. And where there is favor, there is power. And where there is power, they make you unstoppable. And the thing that made you unstoppable was when the moment that they put their hands on you, but they did not break you. It was the moment they put their words on you, but they did not break you. Because you got to understand, the closer you get to your breakthrough, the more you're going to want to break.
That's right.
So don't break. Because your destination does not change. Your reroute does. And your story is the reason why you have your favor. Your story is the reason why you're going to drive your Bentley. Your story is the reason why you got a private jet. Because if you didn't go through anything, you will accept anything. But if you got something to hold on to, you're going to fight for it. And you got to understand, if you want to fight, the goal to winning is to get out the ring. Because if you're fighting, you don't trust yourself. You don't trust that power. You don't trust your source. So in order to win, get out the ring. Because your destination does not change. Your rerouting does. Warriors! show the world who you are. Don't be afraid. You got to understand that who you are is a threat. And when you make eye contact, if you make eye contact with destiny and you lock your eyes into what you're supposed to be, you don't have to get distracted by people who don't want to see you get there, because half your circle is jealous of you. It's called envy. So be careful who you connect yourself to, because you probably would have been made it if you would have listened to your instinct. Because your instinct told you not to get in that relationship in the first place. But your flesh wanted to be held. But your instinct told you they was crazy. But your flesh wanted to be loved. But your instinct told you you saw the red flags. But your flesh wanted to be touched. So kill your flesh and figure out who you are, because power has no place in dead areas. So kill your flesh. Women, a man has no power in the midst of a battlefield. It's not how you fight. It's who you fighting
For almost 7-8 years for being my ride or die back there, her and Venus. My mama, of course, mama for I don't know how many years, forever. And my sister right here for the past 10 years who's been having my back.
So, with that being said, having her back, I must take ownership of us being behind. I am usually the timekeeper, and I don't play and I keep it going. But this time I took too much. I was a workshop presenter, a vendor, and that was just too much for me. So, if this is your first time, please don't be turned away because of that, because next year I will not be doing any of those things but timekeeping. So I just wanted to say that and not put that on Tanisha.
Oh, she's so sweet. Thank you. See, I love them. They always got my back. I love them. Okay, we're gonna give this raffle to Judy.
Okay, so this first one is for the home basket. And I'm going to call out the number, which is 285218. Nope. Anybody? 285218. Nope. Okay. All right, here we go. 285166.
Me. Is that you?
Is it?
No, I thought I saw something.
Oh, we got it. Oh, here it goes. Oh no, I trust you. Okay, because we gotta get on in there. There you go. So I'm gonna say good. Okay, sorry. Okay, we're gonna bring the things up. Sorry. Okay, this is for homage. The Michelle Obama mugs and the book. Whoops. Okay. That is 285206. 285206. Yeah. Oh, it's me! Yay! Oh, I paid, don't worry. Can you just bring them all up? Don't worry, we're getting to those Hollywood Bowl tickets. Dane, can you bring some all? Can we just bring them all up? Okay, fashionista.
We need like a drum roll.
I know we do need a drum roll.
Drum roll, drum roll.
Andre, we need a drum roll. 285149.
285149.
285149. Yay! Okay, the next one is classic with the twist. Can we keep? Oh yeah, Dana's bringing it. Classic with the twist. Is that you? Is that you, Shirley? Okay, that is 285180.
Okay, that's something on my ticket.
Oh, go Jeanette! Yeah, well that's a lucky table. I should have sat there. Oh no, I already won. I guess I'm okay. Okay, these are, so there's two of these. Okay, Bendel earrings. First one, there's two of them, 285161. 161. Let her be older silver. And then the next one is, sorry, pulled out the same one. Shouldn't have put it back in. Okay, this is a wrong ticket in it, but it's fine. 3707830. Oh no, you know what? This is the wrong ticket. Never mind. That's the wrong ticket. I don't know why they. Okay, so we've got 193. 285193.
285193.
193. Is that you? Yay! Oh, here's mine in PB's basket. I heard it was very popular. We're very excited. It is very popular. So this is the 626 Fitness from me and Keely, and it's a massager, a water bottle, earbuds, wireless earbuds, which by the way were worth $100, and the deep blue. So somebody's about to get really lucky with 145. 285 145. Yay!
Oh, that's great.
Okay, now the fabulous U basket with the bag that's vegan leather, which I always find kind of funny. It's not like an oxymoron, but it's a good quality bag. Most of the stuff in there is fair trade. So this one goes to 285183. 183. Anybody? Got it? Did you win again? I'm telling you, you are the bomb. Oh, wow. Okay, so now we have the beauty basket. This has some fabulous products. Should we just give it to Jeanette now? Because it's my turn. 285158. 158. Sean Thomas.
Sean Thomas?
Sean Thomas. Oh, Sean, did you leave? Is there a Sean Thomas here? Oh, there you are. There you go.
There you go, enjoy.
Okay, and this is C'est La Vie, which was the beautiful Sylvia's store. Sylvia, go to C'est La Vie on Holly Street. She's wonderful. 285194.
285194.
We have to check and see if it was me.
No, 285194.
Is that me? Oh, man. Oh, Jeanette. I'm with this sister. I'm with you. Okay, this is from the vendor, the lovely vendor that did the air purifier. Is that Rainbow? Okay. We're going to do that for her. Ooh, this is a lucky one. Okay, that one is 639856. Oh! Oh, okay.
Did you want to do the bath?
Okay, we're going to do the vendor raffle. This may take a while in case people have left. So this is the vendor basket, and then the Hollywood Bowl goes out. This one is 370-8073. So this is your vendor one. This is a different raffle. That's a different ticket. We're going to go through that quick. 370-8073. 8073. This is the vendor basket. This is the different color ticket.
That has the black ticket.
It's the black and red. I'm just going to do the last three numbers because they're all the same. 073? Oh, they're not? Okay. 370-8239. Oh!
Wait, you're just supposed to.
Oh, I'm giving you that. Okay, here we go. Here's the big one. This was donated by the Tishkoff-Krasnick family. They are my lovely and amazing clients and friends. They've become my family. I've been working with their son, who's now going into postgraduate work since he was 11. And they donated, I'm sorry, Earth, Wind, and Fire, yeah. And they donated the Hollywood Bowl tickets, and it's their booth, so it's wonderful. And whoever gets that, make sure you come up to see me, because I have to give you some details, because the tickets aren't in yet. Okay. I have to put my glasses on. Okay, 285168. Pretty like that. Yeah, and I'll give you mine. Thank you, everybody. Yay to all the winners. And we'll look forward to seeing you again next year. And any of the vendors that are here next year, if you want to donate to the silent auction, just let us know, and we'd love to have you. Thank you.
Who are you, warriors? Scream to the world who you are. Because when you know your power, you can look death in the face and tell that I got life. When you know your power, you can look finances in the face and tell them who you are. When you know your power, you can look at that light bill and them lights that just cut off and said that there will be light, and the light will turn right back on because you know your power. When you get power, you will get that eviction notice, take it back to the homeowner and say, hey, my bad, you put this on the wrong house. Because you know that who you are at this moment does not define who you're going to be. So stop living in what you see and trust who you are. Warriors, you got stuff to do. Your destination does not change. Put it in a GPS. Your destination does not change even though you made a wrong turn. Your destination does not change because you stood at the red light too long. Your destination does not change because you made a mistake and let somebody else drive your vision. Take your car back. Your destination does not change. Your route does. Warriors, show the world who you are. Because if more people knew who they are, bad relationships have no life. Toxic relationships have no life. Satan has no power because the only thing that he has power over is your mind. So when you think it, you're going to believe it. So I tell people, don't lie to yourself. Don't say it out your mouth if you don't believe it, because that makes you a liar. I'm going to be a millionaire, but I don't know how I'm going to get my millions. So you deal with the person who don't know how they're going to get their millions. Heal that energy. Heal the energy of disbelief. Hello, April 27, 2019. Today we're going to decree and declare who we are. That pain has no power, that we're supposed to heal it and not feel it. We're supposed to tell joy that we take it away, but we do not allow it to bring us down because weeping comes at night. So it's okay to weep, ladies and gentlemen. Because if you did not weep, you did not want it. And if you do not want it, when you get it, you're going to lose it eventually. Go through your hell. And when you get through it, go through it alone to the point where you don't owe anybody a dime when you get back out of that bad boy. Let me tell you a story. And I don't know how much time I got. Somebody watch it, please. 3 more. I'll say 2. I'll keep a timer, please. I'm not going to get up out of here. So, in 2015, I'm only 31. I decided right out of high school I wanted to do entertainment. I wanted to be the middleman between vision and provision. And I wanted to be that one person who would help somebody believe that it's worth dreaming. You know, like, it's okay to have a dream, but your team is better. So I actually was okay with being the team. So I started entertainment at a very young age, and then I slipped up and ended in jail. Let me tell you what I went to jail for. Ain't no criminal, y'all. I went to jail for suspended license. I'm a bad mother. But let me tell you, the same people I saved was not my saving grace. So a day turned into 2 days. 2 days turned into 7. 7 turned into 14 with a $300 bond. Worriors, tell the world who you are. So I'm behind bars and I can't be powerful as much as I think. I cry every day. I'm talking to God a little bit more. You know, people come out of jail preaching. Yeah, I see why. He ain't got nothing but a Bible in 4 corners. So I'm like, okay, God, you would not trap me in if you didn't have something inside of me that was ready to burst. So I went through my 2 weeks and I cried every day. And then on the 14th day, my spiritual mom got to me and she said, Mashika Carson, the truth is going to set you free. And what you believe that you got to tell people about yourself, you got to tell the truth in order to get your breakthrough. So I got my little 20-minute preacher. She was the only person that ever made it to me. Long story short, 2 seconds later, they came and knocked on the door and said, my married maiden name is Mashika Carson, but they was like, Denise Carson, you're out. And I walked out them doors. And I said to myself, I said, let me tell you something. If I can help one person believe that they worth waking up the next day, then I'm going to continue this mission. Worriors, tell the world who you are. Tell them your story. Because what you believe was your downfall is actually the meaning to your riches. So here I am, 10 years later, speaking to a room of millionaires. Who would have thought? Warriors! Don't let life tell you who you are. You tell your mountain who you are. Warriors! Step up! Hello today. You can declare who you are today because your yesterday had no power. Warriors! You do not go through hell to be quiet. Warriors! You're pregnant. In order to give birth to your vision, you have to be connected to the right team. So trust your midwives because your midwives touch your baby before you do. Wow. So after you discover who you are, there's just one entity to the overall picture. Because now I got me together, now I got to get my circle together because you can't do nothing alone. Your destination does not change, your rerouting does. So when in the midst of your process, it's going to put you in the energy of like-minded people. In the midst of your process, it's going to put you in the face of millionaires. In the midst of your process, it's going to tell you that you got to get the stench on you. Have you ever been in the kitchen, you had the cake cooked, and when you stepped out of the kitchen, you still felt like the cake? So if you step in the room of millionaires, it's the same thing that happens happen. If you get the stench of the millionaires, you're going to walk out smelling like the millionaires. And if you get the stench of the millionaires, you're going to walk out feeling like the millionaire. And if you are already a millionaire, you want to be a trillionaire. So it's now time to get into another dump. Warriors! Who are you? The question is not who you are. The question is, when will you be? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Denise Carson.
I told you that would transform your life. Thank you so much. we're gonna get ready to break for lunch, but before we do, I have one more treat for you guys. I wanna bring up Miss Lady L. I love her spirit. Again, I pray every day that people are drawn to me, and I believe we were drawn to one another. I don't know how we connected, but when we did, we just connected. And when I had the opportunity to meet her in person, she was everything that I felt that she would be just over social media, because I believe that's how we met. But I don't remember how long ago. But I just felt like I knew her already. And when I met her, I felt like there was a purpose for her being here. And when I put this event together, I always think of people that I can bring that will help to transform our lives in one way or the other. And I feel like your spirit is just a light. And I would love for you to share your gifts with everybody in this room. So let's welcome Miss Lady L, NAACP nominated R&B songstress. She's going to grace us with a beautiful selection today.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm a little shooken up because of the message that was delivered through various women. I grew up in a household with a mother who was domestically abused, and I think that was one of the reasons that I semi-touched on in my bio, which led Tanisha to be interested in learning more about me. I'm an artist today, and I have a few songs that I would like to share with you guys, if you don't mind. Thank you for being here, for listening to each other and myself, and sharing with each other. I see some very inspirational women in the audience that I've read about, and that I've heard about, and that I've seen on TV or their work. And I hope that you all will feel how I feel, which is just blessed to be in a room full of powerful women, and majority women of color. I come from Sweden. Being mixed coming from over there was a true enlightenment coming to America, because racism is all over the world. And when I tell you that, it's so uplifting and it's so nice to see women of various colors come together and celebrate each other, because we don't have forums like that in Scandinavia, let me tell you. So thank you, Tanisha, for putting together this big event and for having me to be here and sing. I'm gonna drink a little water and then you can press play. How's everyone feeling so far? Are you guys ready for some food? I feel like we're at the Cheesecake Factory. I'm sorry, sir. You found it? That'd be great. I'll take the egg rolls. All right, let's try it. Tell me what you say now. Don't be playing games now. Tell me how you feel now, how you feel for real now. Tell me what you say, just say what you want from me. It's feeling so surreal now. You gotta tell the truth now. You talking real loose now, got me so confused now. Just tell me what you say, just say what you want from me. Boy, you can have me like right here, right now. I could be yours, baby, right here, right now. Right here, right now. Right here, right now. I'm willing to work, I'm willing to work, I'm willing to work with you. I'm willing to work, I'm willing to work, I'm I'm willing to work, I'm willing to work, just keep it 100. Oh, just keep it 100. So tell me, what are you afraid of? Don't you know what you are made of? Every king needs a queen. We can build our dream better as a team. And boy, you can count on me. Right here, right now. I'll help you get yours, baby. Right here, right now. Right here, right now. Right here, right now. I'm willing to work. I'm willing to work. I'm willing to work. Willing to work with you. I'm willing to work. I'm willing to work. I'm willing to work. I'm willing to work. Just keep it. Can you keep it 100? Oh, just keep it 100. Ready to come and wreck your world now. I'm willing to work. I'm willing to work. Oh, you should know that I got your back. That I got your back. That I got you. I got you. Oh, you should know that I got your back. That I got your back. Boy, I got you, baby. I'm willing to work. I'm willing to work. I'm willing to work. Willing to work with you. I'm willing to work. I'm willing to work. I'm willing to work. I'm willing to work. Just keep it. I'm willing to work. Just keep it 100 with me, but just tell me your fears now. Tell me your dreams now. I'll be your team now. Just keep it. Just keep it 100. Oh, just keep it 100. Thank you.
Okay, guys, so let's break for lunch. I know everybody's like so hungry. So we will do, which tables we're going to do first? We'll do table 1 through, so where's table 1 at? Okay, so we'll just go mosey on down the line. You guys can form a line over here. We have our wonderful volunteers back there ready to serve you guys. Thank you, my student volunteers in the back. The young people, thank you, Shirley and Venus, who's been with me for, oh my God, I don't know how many years. I don't know if I can do this without y'all. Okay, so you guys feel free to get up. Let's get some food, and feel free to still visit the vendors if you want to. We'll start the program and back in short after everybody gets their food, okay? Thank you.
Yeah, so they're going down the hall.
And that's pretty amazing.
That made me nervous.
It really is about her, about an upper middle class black family tackling parenting challenges and societal, racial, and generational issues. And not only that, she's written a parenting book based on her personal challenges and experiences as a black working mom, which is called, this book is called Keeping Up with the Johnsons, Beau's Guide to Blackish Parenting. And I love that title. And the release is coming up.
It came out.
Oh, it came out, okay, you can buy it.
But if you haven't got your copy, it was sold out, but we reordered.
Sold out already. Wow. But you're reordering, you can get a reorder, okay, very good. Well, okay, so please let me present this certificate of congressional recognition to Dr. Rainbow Barris.
I may not.
I would like to call up a person that I've known for many years, an incredible lawyer, a community leader in the city of Monterey Park, Elizabeth Yang. Elizabeth Yang is the owner of Law and Mediation Offices of Elizabeth Yang, and she specializes in intellectual property, business, and family law. And she has received the Lawyers of Distinction Award, which recognizes her as one of the top 10% of lawyers in the whole United States. How about that? And she has also been recognized as a Thomas Reuters Super Lawyers Rising Star, making her, again, one of the top lawyers in California and one of the top 100 civil lawyers awarded by the National Trial Lawyers Association. And on top of all that, she had the time to write a book. Can you believe that? Yeah, she published a best-selling book called The Big Secret. How about that? Yes. So, Elizabeth Yang, but I have to tell you that she is quite the community leader in Monterey Park. I've seen her in all the different community organizations. And you know what? I'm pretty sure that she is going to be a Monterey Park City Council member very soon. Just letting you in on a secret there. But I congratulate you, Elizabeth Yang. Okay, very good. Now, Kushan Bell. Kushan Bell is the City Council District Liaison for Pasadena City Council member Tyrone Hampton. And she does such an excellent job that this past year she was voted the best public employee in Pasadena Weekly's annual Best of Pasadena poll. How about that? But not only that, she has a big heart, and she serves on the board of directors for some incredible nonprofits, including the Altadena Library Foundation, and an amazing organization that does so much to serve the people in need, and that's Foothill Family Services. So, Kushan Bell!
One more. Don't forget Stephanie. Don't forget Stephanie.
And next, Deborah Ward Summit. Well, I am particularly thrilled because I've known Deborah for, golly, at least a couple of decades, because she is such a leader in the community clinic arena. I've known her in her various roles, but now she's got an even greater role because she's Chief Executive Officer of an amazing nonprofit, the YWCA of the San Gabriel Valley, which does such great work in this area, helping young women to be able to get the resources that they need. And she's also very active in some incredible organizations. She is a member of the Pasadena alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority. I love it because, you know, they do this annual Young African American Women's Conference every year. I go there every year, and I'm a sponsor every year because I find it to be so inspirational to see these hundreds of young African American women coming there and just drinking and everything so that they can become leaders and successes in their own right. And she is able to make it happen because she is the president of the organization that sponsors it financially. That's the Pasadena Delta Foundation. And she's so committed to our young people. She's also a board member for the Pasadena Children Health Foundation. So she is another amazing woman, Deborah Ward Summit. And finally, an incredible person, Brenda Sharp. Brenda Sharp is quite the entrepreneur and community leader. But what I most appreciate is her commitment to helping victims of domestic violence. And in fact, she has worked so hard to make sure that they get the help that they need, that she successfully helped advocate for many. And her most recent one, a male victim that had 6 kids, she was the one that made sure that this male victim got assistance, and where? At Shepherd's doors. So thank you, Brenda Sharp. Oh, wait a minute, don't go away. Don't go away.
I thought we were done. Oh, one more.
Okay, very good.
Thank you so much. I want to just say a special thank you to my honorees. I admire each and every single last one of you. I personally handpicked you all based on your accomplishments and reading your bios. And some of you I knew, some of you I didn't know. I didn't have the opportunity to meet Deborah. She was nominated from Ron Carter, and when I read her bio, I was like, I want to personally honor this woman. And then when I got to meet her, her spirit is so sweet, the sweetest person, and I'm so happy to have the opportunity to honor her. And I want to say the same for Miss Brenda Sharp. We were in a pickle with a client. He was a male victim. 6 children, all under the age of 5 years old. We couldn't get him in shelter because there's not very many shelters for men, let alone a man with 6 small children. We had to call on all of our government officials, our volunteers, friends, and we reached out to Miss Brenda Sharp, and she jumped in and she helped us. She helped advocate for this client day in and day out for 3 months until we were able to get him into permanent housing. And Brenda, we could have not done that without you. So we need our volunteers. You guys make the world of difference. And I told her, I said, you know what? I'm honoring you. I personally added her to this list because people like that need to have the recognition. I think a lot of times we forget about those who work every day tirelessly in the communities. We just see the bigger people up front, but we forget about the ones who labor in the back. And we could have never gotten him as quickly as where we've gotten him without your help. So I appreciate you and everyone that you brought in to assist, and thank you so much. And I want to say to my heart, Miss Kashawn Bell, I adore this woman. She works so much in the community, and she's such a quiet spirit. She's never, I mean, I've called her frantic sometimes, and she's always cool as a cucumber, and she gets it done. She loves this city. She loves her community, and it shows in everything that she does. And I know Mr. Tyrone Hampton, council member, is great, but I know he can be that great if he didn't have you standing behind him. So I just wanted to personally recognize her for everything that you do for the city, everything that you do for us, people in the community, and we appreciate you so much. And please, don't ever get tired of us, because we don't know what we do if you quit. So thank you. So thank you guys, and Congresswoman Judy Chu, I appreciate you so much for just supporting Shepherd's Door the way that you have over these years. For anytime we need anything, we have questions about policies, we want to change things, or we have concerns that we want to bring before Congress, she opens her door to us at any time, and she works right alongside of us to help make a difference and to change some of the laws that are governing domestic violence that makes it a little bit harder for our victims to be able to get out of these situations and to succeed in life. So she is a front-line person that's advocating every day, and I can say this because I know it, for domestic violence, for women, and for our rights every day in this country. And I respect you, and I honor you too, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for everything you do. Thank you.
I have one more surprise honor I would like to do, and this honor is for my daughter. This is my oldest child, and this is the child that inspired me to start this domestic violence organization many, many, many years ago. I was so angry, and I couldn't understand why that happened to my child as a teenager. So what I had to do was I had to take that anger and I had to direct that in a positive way. And so this young lady worked tirelessly to help me with victims of domestic violence. Her heart is huge, and she's always giving back, and she's always giving to others, and she's always sacrificing. And so today, I want her daughter, one of her daughters, to honor her with these flowers.
Look this way.
She want to say something.
So my mom has been through a lot in her life, and like I've been there to experience all of it, and it makes me like, it makes me emotional because like I've seen her go through so much, and she doesn't deserve it because she has such a big heart, and I just know that like she's gonna get through it, because like she's like my ride or die, like she's like my best friend. We do everything together. And I tell her about everything that goes on in my life, like as a 14-year-old, and and like she gives me advice, and she tells me that she's been there before, and like she helps me a lot, and like she deserves the world, and I really hope somebody can give that to her, because I love you. She's gonna run away.
Right here, right here, right here.
That was a surprise, and thank you guys so much. Thank you, Mommy. I always tell people I get it from my mama. That's where my heart comes from. I see her work tirelessly, and she never says no, and it makes me want to push and be even greater. And I hope that, you know, the day where she has to leave, and I hope never that, you know, we never want to think about that, but my goal is to make sure that I am just as great as she is, and I've touched as many people as she's touched. And she is my role model and will always be. So I could never be who I am if it wasn't for that lady back there. And I'm happy to know that my children feel the same way about me, because we think they don't like us, so it makes me feel that makes me feel good to know they love me. So thank you guys. So we had a little quick change in the program, but I do want to bring up my panel discussion because this is a very important thing for me. I love talking to my women entrepreneurs. I love talking to them and hearing their journeys and what made them do the same thing that I did. What made them say that I'm going to change the course, I'm going to work for myself, I'm going to build this on my own. I love hearing these stories because they give me life. It lets me know that I'm not out here by myself trying to build my own empire, that I have a team and a tribe of sisters and women behind me all out here doing the same thing. So I picked each and every single last one of my panelists. I watched them all. I watched them build their businesses from start to finish. I watched how they manage their households and how they manage their businesses, how they grind every day. And I just want you guys to know I respect you, and I want you to share your wisdom and your journeys like I have with everyone in here today in hopes that it will continue to motivate, encourage, and inspire all of our boss ladies to keep moving and to keep going and to keep building our own empires. So I am going to bring up, I'm going to sit these down briefly, and I'm going to bring up my panelists. Panelists, where are you? I see you. First, I want to bring up my panel moderator, Miss Pamela Mims. I love to bring in the old school with the new school. And Miss Pamela Mims here is quite the entrepreneur and savvy businesswoman. And I thought, who would be better to talk to our other business women than you, because you've been there, done that, and still doing all of it. And I feel she will be the best moderator to moderate the rest of our panel of entrepreneurs. You have the list so I can bring them all up? Perfect. Alrighty, so when I call your name, I would love for you to come on up here and take the stage, and we can start from right to left. My first panelist is Daisy Suarez. Daisy is the owner at Suarez Spa, downtown Los Angeles. I first started following Daisy on Instagram, oh gosh, so many years ago, and I've watched how she has built her business from the ground up, and I knew that there was a story. And I was like, one day I want to hear her story because I know she has some stuff to tell. And when I had the opportunity to call and talk to her, some of the things that she's talked about, I've experienced, and I knew that there would be a connection. So we have for you here Ms. Daisy Suarez, owner of De Suarez Spa, downtown Los Angeles. My second panelist is Melanie Welbeck. Melanie, where are you? Melanie is the owner at Your Vision Design, graphic design. I met Miss Melanie last year at my luncheon. She came and she attended. We started following each other on social media, and I love the advice that she puts out every single day to women entrepreneurs to help them build their brands, build their businesses. And she had the pleasure of also doing a workshop for me last year about marketing your business and building your brand. So, and also this beautiful book and the flyer that you see, she was our graphic designer for those. Exactly. My next panelist is Sylvia. Am I saying? Pexio. I cannot ever say it right. I'm gonna have her say it because she says it so perfectly. Sylvia is the owner of C'est La Vie Boutique in Pasadena and Santa Monica. She just opened up a second location a year ago. She is right there on Holly Street. She is a very hip, chic boutique that's all inspired from Paris, France, which is where she is from. It has a European flair, very, very classy clothing. And I had the opportunity to meet her as well last year at my luncheon, and I admire her, mother of four, and she is kicking butt, and I'm so proud of her second location. And she's here to share with you her journey. My next panelist is Shanti Hoffman. Miss Hoffman, I just adore her. I watch her. She is a kick butt boss babe. She is a mother, a wife. She just started her own, well, she started in real estate. She also has a company that she owns alongside of her husband, Hoffman Transportation. And she's a realtor for high net worth clientele. And I love how she balances it all. She is a full-time hands-on mom, full-time hands-on wife, and full-time hands-on boss babe. So our next panelist. This woman, young lady, I just adore her. She is kick butt in everything she does. Dr. Cheyenne Bryan. Cheyenne, come on up here. She is so motivational. I also follow her on social media, and the seminars that she do to empower women, the motivation that she gives out every single day is very, very encouraging. I respect and love everything that she has built for herself. She is also the president of the NAACP chapter in, what city is that again?
South Bay.
South Bay, the South Bay area. She's an author, motivational speaker, and life coach and brand ambassador. This woman does it all. So I just want you guys to follow. Everybody I'm putting up here, if you guys never take time to follow them on social media, you'll be exhausted. Because they do everything, like all day. And I admire them a lot. And my last panelist that I'll bring to you today is Eilina Hypakian. Did I say it right this time, Eilina? No. Hypakian. Gosh, I never get it right. I met Eilina because I go to her nail spa in Glendale. I am one of her clients, and I'm always looking to find entrepreneurs. So when I started going to this nail spa, I'm nosy. I always ask who's the owner, because I always want to know who's the owner, because I want to know if it's a woman. And she came in one day, and my nail tech was like, she's the owner. And I was like, I'm going to get her 1 year to come be on my panel, because I'm a patron of hers. I attend her business, and her business is perfectly run. I love how she treats her staff. It's very professional. And it took me about 2 years to convince her to be up here, but I did it. She is, now she's just opened up her second location in Burbank. So now she has two, one in Glendale, one in Burbank. She is a wife and a mother. And I'm happy to have my panel before you because I know all these women's stories and their journeys. And I'm so excited that they will be sharing with you all their little nuggets and wisdom for today. Pam, we might need to come down this way because it's good for. Turn it over to you.
Welcome panel. I have been so excited as far as interviewing each one of you to find out the little nuggets, as you say, as far as the challenges, the rewards, the excitement, the disappointments. We all have faced that as being a business owner, entrepreneur, especially being a woman. I think we have a lot more challenges at times because we juggle so much. So I'm going to kind of do this a little differently to where I'm not just going to go right down the road. I'm kind of going to pick out certain questions to, Tanisha, you took where did she go? Okay, because that's how I can tell the name. So, no, I have a way I did it, I'm sorry. So I will start off with, and I'm going to have to point at you until I get my list, I'm sorry. And it would definitely be you with your nail salon. I would like to know how it is, how did you come up with doing thank you, nail salon, as far as the services that you provide and how you felt I want to make it different because you look like the type that would want to do something very unique to your for your clients. So if you could let me know.
So 3 years ago, I opened up my first location in Glendale, and how I started was about 7 years ago. My kids went back to school. They went to school, so I was thinking what I can do. How can I start working, go back in life? So one day my husband told me that there is this place that's on sale. It was a hair salon, and he told me do you want to take over? And I said, okay. So we went, we looked the place, we liked that, so we got the deal. And the owner, she changed her mind and she said she doesn't want to sell anymore. So I was very disappointed because I was very excited that I'm going to start new business, new life. And so we start looking a place for myself, so from the scratch. And after 2 years, I find the place. We started from the scratch, and we got very successful. So, but the place is very unique. It is unique, and it's very clean and nice, like the other nail salons. And we have so many different things, so many different services that a woman can get and enjoy and get comfort.
Well, how did you formulate as far as making it unique? Was it comparing to other businesses?
Yeah,
How did you come
in
up
that
with
2 years, I went to different places, different salons, and I was researching to see what I like and what I don't like. So that's how I came up with
That's very smart, because that's the best thing to do, is go out,
Go
see
around
what
and
your
see what
competition
I
is.
like and what I don't
and
like.
what you, exactly.
There was a lot of places that I didn't like, a lot of things that I wanted to make something very special for women, so they can go and enjoy themselves.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. Also, I wanted to ask Sylvia, as far as you bringing a touch of France, I take it, to California, especially Pasadena, because it's kind of old school, old money type city. What inspired you as far as to bring some of the French touch to Pasadena? Uh-oh. There we go.
Oh, yes. What inspired me? The fact that I would bring something different. So I was looking at all stores, and most of them have the same thing. And I was like, okay, I want to be different. So, of course, I import small quantity, which is a different concept, and I import from France, and very different. So,
how do you feel that that is being well received as far as bringing things from France and also being different, being unique? I noticed that's huge. That's very good to do in business.
Well, at first I had a little hard time, because I noticed when they are not used to, especially in Pasadena. Montana was different and Santa Monica was different. But in Pasadena, they are so conservative, so they have a hard time to get out of their comfort zone. But when they start like knowing me, and I was advising, I was like styling them. I create my own client.
Will renew themselves. They will mount up. Go ahead. You want to help me out? Mount up on wings like eagles. They will run and not faint. They'll walk and not get weary. So when I think of what motivates me, the first thing I do when I wake up is I put on a Bishop Jakes, a Joel Osteen, some type of video that has God's word in it, because that sets the tone for my day, and it brings out the divine in me. And God reminds me by showing me his bigness, who I am when I forget, how big I am, how divine I am, and it reminds me how of service in the vessel I'm meant to be. And so for me, underlining that, of course, it's his family. And I always say, none of us are really running to anywhere. We're all running away from where we came from. And when you got somewhere that had you so down and dark and dysfunctional, you get a certain sprint in you that you will run and run and run. And if you guys all know who Usain Bolt is, that guy, the fastest man in the world, couldn't outrun you. When you're coming from a place of pain and you've now entered God's peace. And for me, every morning I wake up and God says, my promise will always be delivered. And I say, I'll always be your sheep. And for that, I'm motivated.
what motivates me is my hard work, that I have done it and I am doing it. It's just motivating me to go and never stop.
So, hold on to that mic because I'm gonna have to go, right? Even though you're going again. Another quick question to ask. Hold on, because it was a goodie to me. Yeah, I'd like to know, and the audience would too, as far as we know that it's a struggle always, but yet there's so many rewarding parts of being in business. What has been your most rewarding thing that you just so rewarding to you?
My clients' feedback.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, for me it would be my clients. You said what was the most rewarding for us in our career? It would be my
yes, you're right.
Yeah, it would be my clients' progress. You know, again, whenever my clients have a breakthrough, or they get the self-awareness or the tool that I'm giving them, or they're able to take the tools they've already had that they have been self-destructing with, and they start to say, Doc, I'm building my home. And whenever my clients learn how to be still and know that I'm God, and they say, you know, the process is killing me, I just want to stop. And I say, what if I told you that the process is what gives you the capacity to sustain the promise? Because the promise is the home, the process is the foundation. So if God gave you the promise without the foundation being your process, where would that home sit on? How would you sustain it? How would you carry it? It would slide, or it would just break, right? So every time my clients come to me with progress or a breakthrough, I'm going, you got the foundation. Now let's build your home. And for me, it's so rewarding. Sometimes that's even oftentimes more rewarding than the paycheck and you know, the new client coming in with the big fat down payment for this life coaching commitment. I'm going, I want to see process, because I'm so result oriented. I'm so obsessed with results for my clients. And I'm very hands-on.
Yeah.
So that's me. They're always like, Doc, you're so hands-on. This is your day off. But again, I love when you love what you do, you don't need a day off. When you love what you do, I was gonna say, you know, this crowd is so quiet. Y'all can toot and horn and hey and clap. You know, you can engage with us. But I always say, when you love what you do, also, people are a lot smarter than we think they are. People can pick up on authenticity. They can pick up on superficialness. They know when you're there because you're just trying to charge it to the game, and they know when you're there because you're really trying to help them or serve them. And the quickest way to wealth for the people who are in their field for the money piece of it, although I may not be, the quickest way to wealth is through service. Just so you know.
Okay. All right. Great.
Referrals. Yeah, I'm going to be 100% honest, referrals.
Of course, my clients, of course, when they come back or when they put the store on social media,
Yes.
and also the look of my children when they look at me every day.
Of course, like they said, you know, clients, but the greatest reward will always be, a woman reached out to me and she had shared with me her story, and she didn't know I did graphic design and branding and things like that, but she just shared with me how she was going to lose her house. She had 2 kids, she had no car, her mother stole her income tax and spent it and didn't tell her. I mean, her story was crazy. And so I went to her house to just talk to her and motivate her, and when I showed up, the furniture was gone, it was an empty house. Her kids were running around, they had one outfit on, it was really, you know, a messed up outfit, dirty and everything. And we talked and talked and talked, and she shared to me about her life, and I finally asked one more question. I said, do you do anything? You know, is there a skill or something? And she said, well, I am a caterer. And I said, okay, yeah, catering. And I said, Lord, help me, help me, help me, this girl. I don't want to see her like this, homeless. And she talked to me, and she said she had a following, but she couldn't, you know, afford this and that, whatever. And so I had taken it upon myself to rebrand her entire catering business, redesigned her logo, got her some business cards, put her back out there. And she called me and she was like, I got booked for a birthday party and a what? And I was like, come on, we gotta keep making you money. What else do you need? You need social media. You know, I was like, come, you know, the gears were turning. And unfortunately, she did pass away in a car accident. And her 2 children, they were very young. They're with her mom now. But she would always be the highlight of my career, you know, being able to take my gift and raise hers up, you know, and she got her own car, she got an apartment with her kids, you know, so she didn't die on the streets or anything like that. It was a car accident, but that made my you know, my craft worth everything.
Okay, thank you.
For me, is seeing my dreams being materialized, coming to existence, and having, you know, seeing people talking about it and flattering people, and, you know, just seeing my dream come to life. So that has been very rewarding to me. So at the end of the day, it was just all worth it.
Yeah, that's true. So I was told I need to wrap it up, and I was hoping to ask one last question, but I just thank you all so much. And if you, the one thing I wanted to ask, and if you raise your hand, if you think if someone wanted to come up to you to find out as far as what do you need to do if you were to start from scratch again, and to do it, what would you do differently? So, but someone would need to come up to you and okay, so go up to. No, I have to wrap it up because that's important too. But anyway, I went over. I thank everyone for their attention, and I thank the panelists. You guys are amazing, and I hope a lot of you learned something from what they had to share, because some tidbit of something will tickle something in your brain to where you can apply it to your business, your life, your personal goals. And thank you so much.
I just want to personally thank all of my panelists who came up here today, and I hope that everybody was inspired by their journeys and their stories. I get to witness them all the time via social media, and some I do get to talk to. In my nail salon, I got to watch her build it from the very beginning up until now opening up her second location. And I can say, as a woman entrepreneur, I understand the walk that we have to walk and how we have to keep everything together as well as build our businesses. And that's not always the easy thing to do. So I thank you all so much for being open and honest and transparent about your journey in your life, and your passion in your businesses that you have all successfully built. So thank you. They're gonna take your photo. Oh, I have to take it too, so 1 second.
Okay, right there, second row.
Second row, okay.
Go that way.
Got it?
Yes. This way. Look at Stephanie.
Thank you.
So we're a little bit over time, so we're gonna get ready to wrap things up really slowly. Really quickly, but I do have one more thing that of course we have our keynote speaker, and I know we got a little bit off of the program, but it's really important that I get the opportunity to bring her before you guys. This woman is so inspiring. I have the opportunity to meet her doing a pilot episode that I was shooting for Women Wealth Worriors talk show, which I pray will be coming out soon. And she was one of my guests. I met her last year at my luncheon, this very same luncheon last year. And again, we started following each other on social media. And I just love how she shares her journey with the world and how open she is about her walk in her life and her journey as an actress and a mother and a wife. And I love transparency. I'm a very transparent person. And I feel like everything that we go through in life, we're supposed to share with the world. Because you have an opportunity to touch someone else, to motivate someone else, to encourage someone else when you're open to who you are and what it is that you're experiencing. And that's exactly what Miss Judy Blair Johnson, she's newly married, so I was going to call her Blair. But Judy Johnson has done and continues to do. And I want to bring her up here. We're going to have a quick little discussion. We were going to do, she was going to be a keynote, but we thought it would be fun and enlightening because our energies mirror each other and we're so great together. So we thought it would be fun just to have like this little dialogue, women, like girl talk, right? Yes. No, we're going to do that in a minute. You win. Yeah. So we're going to have a little girl chat session just to encourage and inspire and enlighten everyone in here before we leave out today. So thank you, Judy, for being here with me. And let's sit down for a second because I didn't sit on my feet. I've been standing up long enough. I want to first just start with, and this is us women talking about our journeys, our lives, what we experience, what we go through on a everyday basis, and what brings us to who we are now. And I think sometimes the journey gets lost because all we see is a success, and a lot of us don't talk about how we got there and some of the pivotal things that happen in our lives to transform us into who we are today. So I want to talk a little bit about that. And I want to start with, we know who I am. I've had a chance to share my journey and my story with everybody else, but I want you to have the opportunity to share your story and journey with everyone else. So tell everybody, who is Judy? Who is Judy Johnson?
That's a great question. I will keep it very simple. I am a woman who is on a journey of self-discovery by way of art, passion, development, and empowerment. I'm from Jamaica. I've moved here, I think it's 20 years now, and in my pursuit, what I found was you gotta live alive. And that's something that I advocate, because a lot of people, when people exist, it's almost running to the next place. And I've found that I'm missing moments. So I'm an individual who want to experience the life that I have. And I do that by way of acting, producing, entrepreneur, business owner, whatever I do, I want it to make me alive. I think that's about it.
I love that. So I want to talk a little bit about something that I felt was dropped into my heart and my spirit earlier this year when I was putting this whole thing together. And I always talk about 3 things that I feel that everybody needs to have in order to be successful and to bring your dreams into fruition. That's one of the things we saw with the panelists. There was a common story that everybody kind of shared, and that was, I feel, faith, focus, and fire. I feel like you have to have all 3 in order to be successful in any journey that you experience in your life. And when I say faith, meaning you have to believe in something bigger than you. It can't just be you. For me, it wasn't even me, it wasn't even God. Like, I felt God gave me those 3 babies because it was something bigger than me to believe in, to strive for. You know, and in focus, you have to be determined, not letting anything that comes across your path deter you. And our panelists showed that no matter what obstacles they faced, they were able to push back past that. And fire, you need to be passionate about it. You need to love it, breathe it. It's your baby, it's your life, it's your journey, it's your experience. So walk us along your faith, fire, and focus journey.
Good Lord, it's trying to get real personal now. My journey is unique, and I'll share this, where I grew up in a Seventh-day Adventist home. Mommy was a very strict woman when it came to church. I learned a lot, and I wanted to explore my own spirituality. And what I did, I married a pastor when I was 19. That answered the question. No, but it did something that was not positive in my young life. And you had posed the question, you know, if you were to start over, what would you do? My father would always say, take your time. Take your time, Georgia, just take your time. And I always thought that meant slow down. But what I now understand it to mean, now that he's passed on, is seize your time. Take your time. Take that moment. And had I taken my time, I would have made smarter choices. That previous experience, I went through a lot. We're no longer married. but we've been blessed with beautiful children. In that experience, it shook my foundation. I'm like, Lord have mercy, if this is Jesus, I don't know. I don't know if this is for me. But what I experienced after that moment was a more in-depth relationship that I needed, that I didn't know I needed. And when you listen to that faith walk and you do things that you can't explain, like, Mommy, I don't know how to explain this to you, but I have to do this. I have to travel across America, and I have to go live in California, and I have to be there with nobody. I know absolutely no one, but I have to do this thing. And that faith walk produced something in me that I know no matter what, I am okay. So whatever journey you experience, whatever business you open up, whatever path you decide to take it boldly and understand that you get to seize your moment in a way that at the end of that road, you get to look back and tell the next person, this is how you do it. And in my case, sometimes this is how you don't do it. But in all, faith has provided me with the foundation to stand, even when I don't want to stand. Even when I don't see how to accomplish it, I have to stand. And sometimes I don't do a good job. I don't read as I should. I don't pray as I should. I don't meditate as I should. I don't do the things, devotionals as I should. But inside, that faith will ignite you and bring you to places that you look up and you're like, okay, how did I get here? What am I supposed to do? And in my journey, whether it be producing, acting, entrepreneur, anything that I do, I'm finding that there's something inside of me that propels me, and it's faith.
I love that. Well, I mean, she just summed it all up for us right there. You know, I appreciate you. I appreciate your openness. I appreciate your transparency. I appreciate you sharing your life journey with everyone that's here. And I hope that everyone got from this. You had an opportunity to think about your faith, your focus, your fire, what's driving you, what's pushing you, what's pressing you to move bigger and past who you are to become the best version of yourself. And I think that's what we're all out here really striving to do. And you can't want to do it for the money, and you can't want to do it for the fame, because none of those things are going to ever be bigger than the passion and the drive that you have inside of you to bring it to the light. So it has to be bigger than that. And that's what passion is, that's what purpose is. And I hope that everyone here today knows their purpose or striving to find their purpose and find their passion so that they could be the best version of themselves that they're created to be on this earth. So thank you, Judy. I appreciate you. You're so wonderful.
Thank you.
So we are going to do a raffle, and we're going to close it out with Lady L. And we still have our vendors up. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant has some books in the back that she's going to be here for about 15 more minutes, so if anybody wants to buy a book.